Howdy, fellas. After a 2 week hiatus, Nate
And Craig.
are back with the second edition of the Tape Pod. First and most importantly, make sure you got your cable hooked up because the NHL season kicks off tonight. Go, Leafs, go!
Let's go Sabres.
Nah, fuck the Sabres. Leafs are taking her this year.
While the show may drop the puck tonight, the LUG, a league of equal caliber, has already enjoyed 2 weeks of end-to-end action. Let's give you a quick recap of the 2 weeks that were.
The first week provided plenty of nail-biters, upsets, and all-around good puck. Super Troopers took on the Hamilton Mustangs. Keno and Shannon are still here to play, folks. They dragged their team to a 3-1 victory over the Troops. Gregor, I wear sleeveless vest goods, Perron, kept the boys in it and net, but it just wasn't enough.
In the Battle of the Unknowns, the Burrito Santiagos absolutely dusted the Frosh Rooks on 5-steam. It was an ugly one out there, Cotton. 8-1 final score for the Burrito Slinging Santiagos.
In one of the tighter games of the week, the Buffalo Shavers eked out a 3-2 victory over the Big Dogs from Ale. Everyone's favorite bouncers were missing Mark Carrera, serving a 1-game suspension for a greasy open ice hit. The cuffs are now off, and the goon is back. Buffalo Shavers impressed in their debut performance, winning in spite of a conspicuous absence by free agent Ryan Bernard, who's getting beat on a fishing trip with his father.
The action just keeps coming. Bar Down Law edged out a 3-1 victory in a tight win over the Quails. The commish is very impressed with the lawyers who laid down the law against the Quails. Big statement by the boys. Lax boys, come on, you're supposed to be in season. Step it the fuck up. If Ben Contini's playmaking ability can continue to offset Shane Greaves' ambition to murder players on the ice, we may be looking at an early Corson Cup contender come March.
The MILF Shakes brought the boys to the yard in a big 5-3 W over the Dick Cheese Smegma Farners. Captain Luca DiDonato seems to have tinkered and made some great off-season adjustments. The Shakes are looking good this year.
Every week, we will be recapping a Bar Down Hockey Game of the Week, and in that, a Lug Hockey Plug of the Week, Player of the League of Unextraordinary Gentlemen. This week 1 Bar Down Game of the Week goes to an absolute barn burner between Bukkake and the Kingston Crackhawks. First off, I would like to apologize for mispronouncing quite possibly the best team name ever. It's not Buck Hockey, it's Bukkake. An excellent pun, gentlemen. While their literary skills are impressive, their 3-2 win over the defending champion Crackhawks was a statement. This solidifies their place as a contender in the LUG. Plug of the week goes to Captain Weston Sobel for notching the game winner in this shootout.
That's week 1 in a nutshell. Oh, look, it's week 1 in a nutshell. In the special edition pod, we'll also be wrapping up week 2. 0 to 100 real quick. She starts now.
In the first game, Bukkake cruised to a 5-2 victory over the Rooks from 5-steam. Rough start for the Frosh. They're looking to rebound and find their stride in week 3. Keep an eye out for Shane Ferguson, who's all over that stat sheet.
The Queenstown Quails found their mid-season form and dusted the boys from the Buffalo Shavers, who won 4-1. El Capitano Chris Porter proved why he was one of last year's points leaders, dusting the boys from the Shavers, who lost in Ryan Bernard's very out-of-shape debut.
Next up, the Dick Cheese Smegma Farmers lost a tough and not close one to the Super Troopers, who pulled out a big 8-3 win. The Super Troopers looked back on track by the end of week 2. Andrew Noskowitz is quoted as saying, "The yield of Dick Cheese Smegma may take a while this year," quote, end quote.
Game 4 saw the Stangs take on the Big House. It was a high-strung battle between two veteran squads, though the Stangs pulled out a close victory in a 2-1 shootout win. Captains Michael Smith and Luke McDonald may or may not have had a close encounter/altercation at Ale last night. The rivalry doesn't stop off the ice.
In a penalty-filled match with 36 minutes of PIMS, the Crackhawks were able to shut down the Bar Down Lawyers, scoring with a minute left in the courtroom to pull out a 4-3 W.
The Week 2 Bar Down Game of the Week goes to an absolute stormer between the MILF Shakes and the Burrito Santiagos. Plug of the week goes to Fraser Howard, who netted a Hattie and a helper in a hard-fought 7-3 victory. The MILF Shakes seem to have their eyes on the prize with a Vesna-worthy Tendy in Wesley Dunham. Watch out, Crackhawks, they a-comin'.
And here's a quick recap of the LUG standings. Make sure you check out www.lughockey.com for all your beauty-filled needs, and follow us on Facebook at LUG Hockey.
That wraps up this special edition pod. Stay tuned next week when we have our first guests on the show. We're going to have a guest appearance from the stalls of the LUG, a.k.a. the Murray brothers. We're going to sit down with these stallions from the Stangs and talk about their previous dominance in the league.